Now we're going to look at the the Canvas 3D and effects category of HTML5. And once again, one of the most anticipated additions to HTML5 besides the audio and video tags is the Canvas tag. Because the Canvas tag, once again, allows us to draw 2D images directly in the browser, and this helps us achieve what web developers had been using, which was Flash and Silverlight. Once again, you can draw these without using graphics, because it's a lot more responsive, make simple games and animations, advertisements, and so forth. So that you see in front of you is an example of this. I kind of play with a variety of things. I'm going to show it first so you can see what's going on. We have the video tag again. I'm going to show how the video tag has a canvas on top of it, and so by that we can make the video interactive by interacting with the canvas on top. And we have the buttons to control the video as before, and then we make 3 different drawings. As you can see, this text that's changing as I enter it with the mouse is being drawn on a canvas. There's no image to save, as you see, or anything. And the same with all these. You can always see that these are drawn, because if I right click on them, if it was an image, it would say save image as. But as we see, there are no, these are not images, they're actually drawn into the browser. So this first one draws 2 squares simply. We're going to show you the code shortly, where I'm going to. And you can see overlap where they have opacity, so it shows through. Draw this smiley face, some simple code. And then this image, it's actually one logo here, and I loop through and I draw the image as 2D numerous times. And I'll start and show the final thing that we use to interact with the video. If I push play, I can click on the video, and we see that I like this video. And we can put it into the video and so forth. I've done it very sloppily, but you get the idea. And we could save these and show comments. We could do overlays and interface with it. So, how does the code look then? Yeah, I'll jump to the code. There we go. Quite a bit of JavaScript, of course. We're going to manipulate the different APIs to manipulate and create 2Ds. This first part here is what draws the 2 squares. The 2 things that you need to focus on when working with Canvas is that first, you connect a Canvas object. You give it the name, we'll call it Canvas1 here, and you document the element by ID test1. If we go back down to the code, that's where we have our actual Canvas tag. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. There. So the actual Canvas tag is the canvas, and that gives us the, you can imagine as that's the sheet of paper we're going to draw on. And we decide how big the piece of paper is. It's a width of 150, a height of 150, that's what we say. And we have to give it a name so we know which one we're going to work with. Test1. And like I said, this one is going to be the squares. This canvas I'm going to draw and use for the smiley face. And this third one is used for the mouse entering and exiting. And this fourth one is used for drawing the image. So go back to the top. Those are our 4 canvases we're going to work on. So this first one, like I said, the first step, you create a variable that refers to the actual piece of paper, the canvas, in JavaScript. Yeah, got that? Then we use that variable we've just created. There's a special function called getContext2D. This is code you just copy and paste. It's prepared because in the future, hopefully there'll be a 3D, and you'll be able to create a context with 3D and draw in 3D. But as of right now, it's not there. I'll show you in a later lecture about how to do 3D stuff. And then we have something that's our context. Yes? And then context, you can look online, all the information about the different attributes and functions and events and so forth with Canvas context. But there are a variety of functions you can use. Fill style, fill rectangle, to do arcs, to move, to colors, start a path, stop a path, writing strokes, different pins. So basically, it's all the animation tools that you need to do. And fill style, all I'm basically doing is setting a color here, and then I'm saying it's going to be a rectangle, and then I'm giving the dimensions of the rectangle, the 4 dimensions, and then the color for the second rectangle, and the dimensions of it. Straightforward. And that's what gives us, I'm going to jump back here, these two squares that overlap. The second one is to draw the smiley face. Once again, we connect our canvas to the second piece of paper, the second surface we're going to draw on, and create a context. We call it CTX2. And we begin a path, we start drawing. We're going to draw an arc this time, making it a circle using pi, the outer circle here. Give it a color, yellow, fill, and then we're going to move our pen to a XY coordinate, and then we're going to draw the mouth piece of it, and then move to another XY coordinate, and draw the left eye and the right eye, two small circles there, and then stroke to finish it all. That's it. We've made a few circles basically, or half circles. And then a function to draw the text is when we're drawing hello world, and we use that. If we jump down to draw some text, it's another function. Here is where we actually connect the context to that canvas, that third canvas. We're going to empty the rectangle that said hello world, and we're going to set a font for it and a text line. So you can see you can manipulate text just as easily as you do lines and images, and fill text with the string we entered, which was what we sent to this function there, that variable. And then finally, drawing an image here. We create a context. I do it all in one fell swoop here to see how it can be less code. This code is the equivalent of these two rows together. So I basically set that and then get the context and put everything in a context. So it's a less verbose way of writing it. Now I create a variable to an image, and I say image on load when the page loads. This is two nested for loops, and they are going to loop through and then draw this image. And I already know the size of it, so I draw it out, and that's what we see. That is the basics of the image, and then we have, of course, our video that we saw, video tag, and here's the canvas on top of it. And then we have that event with that it calls add text. So when they click on the video, which is actually the canvas on top, then I can do something interactive with the video. Or actually it's with the canvas, but it looks like you're interacting with the video. And the buttons that control the actual video. So one final example I'll show quickly is this, a little bit the basics for a little game. Canvas tag, we create a ball, it creates a circle, and a rectangular, that's the area for the circle. And then when it starts, we set an interval and we draw, and we basically bounce the ball around. And I'll show that example as well, just to give you a little bit more food for thought of what you can do. So basically, I'm refreshing the page here. I've drawn the circle, and then we have the actual square, which is the area. When it gets to the edge, it changes directions. So the basics of a very simple game, and you could do interactions with this if they click and so forth. The canvas tag is something that you can experiment with quite a bit, because only your creativity limits what you can do. You can create games, you can create advertisements, you can do what you will. So read the lecture online and study the code here, and download and experiment as usual. Thanks.